Hi, I'm Chef David Jahnke, and today I'm going to show you how we can make from fresh masa corn tortillas. Corn tortillas, of course, it's authentic to Central America, same as corn. The way we apply to cook the dry corn, the nixtamalization, that's a pre-Hispanic culinary technique which we still apply. I already posted a video how to make that. Now we have our corn dough done, which is basically just cooked corn, which we have added some lime to it or some water with ashes, and now we have grinded it. This one we have grinded in the metate grinder, a very authentic Mexican pre-Hispanic tool, and now we have a beautiful dough here, very solid texture like we can see. This is just the cooked corn grind. There's no salt added and nothing else, no, just the water, the lime and the dry corn. Here from the red corn we have a little bit a darker colored dough, and that's from the white corn here. I had kept some of the water from the liquid, the alkaline liquid, which we use basically to cook the corn. And what else do we need? We have, of course, tortilla presses. There are different varieties of presses. Those are kind of my favorite ones. They made in Michoacan, beautiful quality. It's rosewood and oak wood. Beautiful pieces, but there's also other pieces, of course. There are pieces made of metal, of cast iron, of aluminium. I mean, there's so many varieties right now. This one is a mesquite wood tortilla press. Very rare these days to find because, of course, mesquite is in danger of extinction. And well, what else do we have here? This is like a little tortilla printer, a very old, authentic piece, also made of mesquite wood. Also, you can hang them on a wall. It's a very traditional old piece. And kind of the woman would transfer to the daughter who was taking care of the cooking, and we would use them to make images on our made tortillas. Every family had different images. This one has hummingbirds and flowers. We use an herb called mukle, which grows native here. We add some tequesquite mineral and we cook the herb in water, and you get a beautiful purple or blue color, fuchsia color, and that's what we add now to add that to the tortillas. No? Besides, we want to have either a towel to a tortilla towel to put our tortillas in there once they are made, or we can also use a basket, tortilla basket. There are also many different varieties of tortilla basket. This one is made of pine needles, which of course has a beautiful smell to it. And to cook the tortillas, we can make it on the stove by just using a cast iron or Comal iron pan. That works great too. Or if you have, you can use in Comal clay pan, which of course is very authentic, and that's the old traditional style how to make it. And of course the best tortillas are always when you use, for example, like a wood fire, because now you get that smoky smell to it beside. And here this is just like a small smoke grill where we can basically put the carbon on the wood in here, and then we have the fire, we put the Comal on the top. We should get the Comal to 400 Fahrenheit. It has to be very, very hot. So like that's very important. And of course we don't use any oil or things like that. It has to be a dry baking on the pan. No? We make our tortilla, we press it. That's why we have the plastic paper so they don't stick inside our tortilla presses. And well, we press them down, we get them to a nice shape and to a thinness we need, and then carefully we pass them on the Comal pan, which is very hot. We leave them there for about 20-30 seconds, we flip them around, and then we finish the baking process, and then we want to eat them or storage them. No? That's the way how to make tortillas. Here I'm going to make fresh masa dough, using fresh masa we just made basically. It takes kind of like 2 days, you know, to make that whole thing, because you have to start a day ahead of the soaking and cooking process and all that, and of course the grinding. But you know, you don't have to make that always that effort and work. You can also just go like to a tortilla store and they would sell you masa. You can buy dry masa flour and make your masa. And there's many opportunities, of course, or ways how you can get your masa to now do what I'm going to do here to finish basically making the tortilla. But let me show you the whole process of it. So we are ready to make tortillas. What I'm going to do here, first of all, I'm going to put some paper in. I'm going to roll a tiny bowl, about 30 grams of the dough. I'm going to add it to the center. Lightly, I'm going to push it down. Probably going to flip it around, give it another light push to see the thickness. And then carefully from the paper, I have to take it off. Just take it off with your half hand. Let the half tortilla just be on your hand and the other half hanging on the bottom. And then it's the difficult process. We have to get that down very carefully. Basically, just first adding the thing which is like hanging below, you put that onto the pan, and then just carefully flip over your hand. You don't have to make it quick, you don't have to throw it, just be patient. It takes a while to figure it out. But that's the way how we do it. We let it there for like 20-30 seconds, and then kind of you would see it will kind of get off from the pan by himself, and then we just flip it over and turn it around. Right now it's already fire on here, it's getting very hot. It has to be very hot, that's very important. Like about 400 Fahrenheit, like I said. You want to get fancy with your tortillas and get some flavors to it? Well, you can take some, for example, some epazote, Mexican herb, very classic, very great flavor. Add some leaves to that when you press the tortillas, or you can also use the flower of a zucchini, which is beautiful. Just tear it apart in small stripes so you have a yellow color in your tortilla, just to make them more fancy. Or in that case, I have two different doughs, two different colors. I can make a half and half, and now I have a tortilla which has on each side a different tortilla dough and also different color. But well, let me show you the process, how we're gonna make it. Something very important, like we see here, the tortilla has to inflate, it has to get air in there. That's very important. Then we know that's cooking perfectly. Thank you very much for watching my video today. I hope it was helpful and that you enjoyed it. I'm Chef David Jahnke.